What up? It's your boy Wall Street, and I'm back. Thank you very much for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. And welcome back. If you are returning, welcome for the first time. If you've never tuned in before, very happy to meet you. Happy that you're here with me talking. So today, wanted to just talk a little bit about life, right? As I do on this channel. And I wanted to talk about this topic specifically. It's more of just like a saying or a notion, right? Because I don't know about you guys, but I go to work every day. I'm in an office every single day. I know a lot of you guys that are working from home or hybrid schedule type stuff, all that. I work in the office every single day, and I'm typically there for at least, let's call it 9, 10, or 11 hours a day, right? Like, it's rare that I'm there for a perfect 8 hours and I get out, right? It's not really how it works for me. And I have a great colleague at my job right now, so I'm a fan of that. But for a while, I didn't really have any friends or nice people that I was really working with. A lot of them kind of turned their back on me, and we had a lot of different problems go down, right? But that's how corporate America can be. People kind of will throw you under the bus if they see an opportunity to elevate themselves above you. So that's happened several times, right? But so this all goes to say that this is not my preferred way of living, right? And I know everyone doesn't want to work a job and do this and do that, right? But this is really not the way that I envisioned my life going at this point in time, right? So the reason I'm talking to you all today is because I want to let you all know that you're going to make it. Like, I don't care what you're doing, but as long as you're putting your head down, you're working hard, and you're working towards your goals and your dreams and your aspirations, you're going to make it. I have no doubt in my mind. You are going to make it. So understand that, right? Because this is a message that I tell myself all the time, right? Because I find myself working extremely hard, right? That's the one thing about myself. I've been insecure about a lot of things in my life, but I've never been insecure about my ability to work. I am a person that digs down and works hard, right? Like I know that I can do that. I know that about myself, right? And I know a lot of you out there listening are the same way, right? You guys probably work extremely hard. You do what you have to do, and you take the necessary steps to make it to where you want to be at, right? And a lot of you are probably thinking, I do work very hard, but I haven't really felt the fruits of my labors yet. And that's common. I feel the same way. For the past, 3, almost 4 years I've been living in New York City. I've been working really hard. I, was working, and I was also going to school at the same time. I would get home at 10:30 at night and eat dinner real quick, go to bed, do it all over again the next day, right? And that was for a year and a half. Going to work, going to school, going to work, going to school. And every weekend, doing homework, doing this, making YouTube videos, making beats, doing everything in my power to generate as many pathways to success as I could, right? And understanding that, the real things that I really, had interest in with, making YouTube videos and, making beats and all that stuff, that was what was important to me. And I've still found time to do it, even with my incredibly busy schedule, right? And that's not to say like, I'm so busy, I'm doing so much stuff. Like, no, like I was busy, but if you really care about something, you're going to figure out how to do it. You're going to come up with ways to find time to do it. And that's what I did. And I know a lot of you guys out there are doing the same thing, working extremely hard, doing a lot of stuff just to generate success for yourselves while also trying to pursue your passions, right? And that's very admirable. That's a noble thing to do. A lot of people don't do that. So if you're doing that, give yourself a pat on the back, because that's awesome. And you should keep doing it, because if you keep doing it, you are going to make it. I promise you. The universe and God, they reward people that work hard, stick to it, and believe in what they set out to do. So you just gotta keep your head down, right? And I know the lifestyle of waking up every day and going to a 9 to 5 or going to school or both, it can be monotonous and it can be repetitive and it can be almost like you're stuck in a matrix of sorts, right? And like, trust me, I get it, right? I've had many days, today being one where I got home at like 8 o'clock at night and all I wanted to do was just sit on the couch. And, I was a little depressed. I was like, I don't feel good right now. It's Monday. I was like, this is the same thing. Like every time you start a new week, I'm like, damn, dude, like I got to do this all over again. And then hopefully by the end of the week, I've, had some newfound success. And really, you just have to be patient, right? I've talked about this before. There's tons of people who, talk about these overnight successes, right? It's mainly with artists and creatives and, things of that nature. But an overnight success is almost a backhanded compliment to whoever the person who achieved that success is, right? And I say that in the sense of, obviously it's great, it's cool to be an overnight success, right? Everyone wants to be that, right? No one's going to complain that they're successful, right? Well, you shouldn't. But an overnight success basically is saying that, in my opinion, it's saying that the people who achieved that level of success didn't put the work in. They just, hit the lottery and they made it, right? Which in a lot of cases is not true, right? Like, I'll use a great example, right? Like, I'm a big fan of Juice WRLD, R.I.P. Love Juice WRLD. Was very sad when he passed. And I still listen to his music to this day. And with Juice WRLD, a lot of people said he was an overnight success, right? Because they found him on SoundCloud. All Girls Are the Same, like that was his big song, and kind of just like went up, like crazy, almost overnight, right? But if you go back and you look at Juice WRLD, right, like there's videos of him rapping when he was like 13 years old. There's videos of him, freestyling in middle school and high school. There's songs that were posted on his SoundCloud before then, right? Like the dude was putting in work, right? And obviously he achieved success somewhat early on in his career, right? But that doesn't negate that he put in a lot of work to get there. And he was also very just gifted naturally. I do believe that. But he wouldn't have made it to where he was at without working hard. And I think that's something that people just forget, is that it's like everyone thinks these people are overnight successes because they didn't know about them the day before, and then they're the biggest thing on the planet, right? But like the same thing with like Adele, right? Like Adele's songs used to be played on the radio. I couldn't even tell you. It was like I would be driving back from school in high school and Adele would come on, and then there'd be another song, and then they'd play Adele again, and then it would be Adele right after that. It's like 9 out of the 10 songs that are being played for 30 minutes were Adele. And, but a lot of people didn't know who Adele was, and then she just was everywhere. So, but that's not saying that Adele just didn't put in work to get to where she was at, right? And, I know these are musicians that I'm talking about, but this really can apply to anything, right? So just understand that, the reason I'm telling these stories about these overnight successes, quote unquote, is because that's not really what it is, right? These people are putting in work, they're putting in a lot of effort, and they're chasing their dreams, right? So if, you're putting in a ton of work today to achieve your dream, don't give up and be upset if you don't have all the success and fame and everything else you've ever wanted tomorrow morning, right? Because that's just not how it works. You got to be patient. You got to be okay to wait. You got to understand that by putting in the work and, staying faithful to what you believe in terms of your goal and your mission in life, I'm telling you, like, it will pay off. You are going to make it. I promise. So keep that in mind. This is something that I got to remind myself of from time to time. When I have a long day, I come home and I put some work in. I get on the mic, I talk to you guys, and it all makes me feel better because I'm chasing my dreams and doing what I think I need to do to really, make my impact on this, world, this planet, and just everything. So I'm doing what I got to do, and I have faith that's going to pay off, and you guys should feel the same. Once again, you are going to make it. You will make it. That's all I got, guys. I'm going to check you later, man. Stay up, stay blessed, stay humble, stay safe. Keep your head down and keep working. Handle business, stand on business. Peace out.